That's one of the great disadvantages and threats that Obamacare represents. There's another that was pointed out by Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida. He said, you know, even if Obamacare were a perfect piece of legislation, and it's not, he said we can't afford $1 trillion of new federal spending. And we've just learned from the CBO it's not $1 trillion. It's more like double that. And so the critics were right, and the advocates were wrong. Obamacare is massively more expensive than had been originally estimated, and we cannot afford more government spending. The president also said when he was pushing for Obamacare that if we wanted to keep the health care we had, why, you'd be able to do that. Except now we know by survey they've gone out to employers and said, are you going to change things after Obamacare gets put in place? And 30% of employers said they're going to drop the coverage for their employees when Obamacare is installed. So for those Americans that thought they were going to be able to keep the health care they wanted, they're going to be surprised when their employer drops them from the health care coverage they've had. This is a piece of legislation which is very different than what people were told when it was being sold by the administration. And it's one more reason why I think it needs to be repealed. We learned some other things about it in the last few weeks. One was that the Catholic Church is being told that they have to provide insurance that covers morning after pills, sterilization, and contraceptives, despite the fact that these very features violate the conscience of the Catholic Church itself.